Hello, true crime fans. Look what our team found. It looks like on October 15th, 2022, Victor M. Feraru is suing Ann Mills, Casey Mills, Joshua C. Mills, and more for false arrest and extortion. This is coming from Victor M. Feraru himself. This is a public court document. The link is in the description. A person involved in this lawsuit reached out to our team to tell us what happened. We don't know. We weren't there. Was Victor Feraru arrested for the R word? Victor M. Feraru submitted on a court document that he was arrested for the R word. Is this true? We don't know, but he said it himself in his own court document. Does Victor Feraru have an STD with a superinfection? We don't know. We are not his doctors. Victor M. Feraru has a pattern and history of being dishonest. The Supreme Court seems to believe so, and that is why they suspended his license to practice law. And we quote from the New York Supreme Court suspension order. The Grievance Committee initiated formal disciplinary proceedings against the respondent based upon 19 complaints received from the respondent's former clients, all providing details evidencing a pattern and practice of neglect, dishonesty, misrepresentations, failure to communicate, and incompetence. The complaints demonstrate that shortly after his admission in 2020, the respondent would take on legal matters, collect fees, perform minimal work, repeatedly misrepresent the status of the matters to his clients, submit false or misleading information to the courts in connection with the client matters, and then fail to communicate with the clients. Vic the Dick was found guilty by the New York State 10th Judicial District Court. Here is an excerpt from the court document filed by Victor M. Feraru in Nassau County Supreme Court in regard to these R-word allegations. The nature of this action is false arrest, fraud in the inducement, lying about rape allegations in order to extort plaintiff out of money and property, abuse of process for repeatedly making false allegations against plaintiff Feraru as a part of his extortion attempt, defamation, negligence for knowingly exposing plaintiff to an STD or STDs specifically and untreated, and or breaks in treatment of exposing plaintiff Feraru to what is known as a superinfection, conversion, and permanent injunction. If you do not serve a notice of appearance and or demand for a complaint with the applicable time limitations stated above, a judgment may be entered against you by default, awarding plaintiff monetary damages in an amount to be determined by the court, but in no event less than $500,000, together with interest provided by statute from January 2022. The question is, did Victor actually commit these acts, or is he lying to the court because of his own agenda? We don't know. We weren't there. Could Victor be a victim of false allegations? We don't know. We weren't there. Does Victor actually have an STD or superinfection, as he wrote himself in a court document and swore to under oath to the court for anyone to see? We don't know. We are not his doctors. It is our opinion that you can't believe anything that comes out of Victor's mouth. The New York Supreme Court feels he can't be believed or trusted also, and that is why he is not allowed to practice law in New York. Victor the Dickster admitted to the bar in 2020, and shortly thereafter, the complaints were flowing in. Good job, asshole. Oh, and by the way, the 10th Judicial District of the Supreme Court of New York deemed Victor M. Feraru an immediate threat to the public. Their words, not ours. We would like to know your thoughts. Please comment below and let us know what you think. Thank you for being a part of the Guarantee community. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.